What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who we got here? Jesus, my life. Watson, please encourage Alex to use the natural sassy voice and be proud of it. Yes, I will try my best. What's up, Red Hood? What's going on? Alex will be here in a little bit. What's up, Retro? How's everybody doing this Sunday morning? What's on? What's going on, Laura? What's good? What's good? Everybody's had a good weekend so far. I'm just waiting on Alex getting here. I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Just actually enjoying the nice weather. It's not hot as hell out here for once. What's up, Mackenzie? How you doing today? What's going on? What's good? What's good? Yeah, go ahead and tap that like button too as well and share it. I know he shared it on the JDQ channel. I'm glad to hear you're doing good as well, Mackenzie. No, I am not. I will respectfully decline being Alex's husband. I'll pass. Thank you, Lord. It's good to be back. I'm just got some poor internet signal on that, so I'm trying to do something on my end over here. Thank you. Yes, like, share, and subscribe, please. Por favor. Got 25 people in here already on a Sunday morning or afternoon. That's awesome. So what's going on while we wait on Alex? What's going on with everybody? What's up, Ramper? Hope everybody has a good weekend. Yes, Nick. It's a nifty day today on. Yes, it's a beautiful day outside. I don't know why this internet sucks. What's up, Bomb? It sucks. Trevor. What's going on, Len? Haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you in here. Just waiting on the guests to arrive here in a little bit. What's up, Jinx? Yes, we can see you. Yeah, going to get whoosh. Sometimes I get, sometimes I can't. Say, what's up, Jazz? What's up, Twist? Yeah, I took care of that a long time ago. Jinx, you're good now. Well, good to see that you're out of the corner, Lynn, and not lurking. It's good to see you out amongst the people. What's up, Haley? When's the interview with Nonviolent? I don't know who Nonviolent is. Roll Tide, Haley. I just had to throw that in there. Um, when is Nick Thorne's interview? I don't know when Nick Thorne's interview is. What's up, Red Hood? Alex is hiding. I don't know where Alex is at. No, he'll be here in a little bit. We don't talk about the talking dog. All right, here he is. Yes, he's fashionably late. There he
Hey, how's
is.
it going? How's it going?
Your wish came true. My
My
wish
wish
came true.
came true.
It's not every day you get to interview your heroes, and I guess today's not the day, but oh well.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I'm glad that as part of the Make a Wish Foundation, my dream is finally fulfilled. So it's
Oh
no
man.
greater honor. I mean, this is truly why I catch predators because I had the foresight to see that one day I'd be on What's Your Story. So I traveled the country, did all this crap under the guise of saving children in order to finally get on my favorite podcast. So God bless you, Chris. I'm glad I'm
Oh
here.
man. I feel special. Some people want to see John Cena, some want to see some celebrity. You just want to come see one Make a Wish Joe Rogan. It makes you feel
Yeah,
special inside.
well, John Cena is my favorite Chinese wrestler, so I mean, props to him too. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, John Cena's new motto should be you can't Z me as in XI instead of SEE. You can't Z me. So
That is
anyway,
true.
huh?
That is true. I thought he was gonna collab with Tommy, but that's another subject for another day.
Yeah, yeah, no. Dyslexic Tommy got CPP mixed up with CCP, so I don't blame him. He was probably drinking some White Claws.
Maybe,
But
maybe, maybe, maybe.
yeah,
So what's
yeah.
going on?
What's up? How are you?
Not much. You just getting back from the catch last night. Congratulations, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, that catch was during the day, but I had to go like up to Dallas for something else. But yeah, no, I mean, I hope he gets arrested. No congrats till then. You know, but
With you in Southeast Texas. How long were you guys going after him?
uh, well, it was really Stephanie that was setting him up, and she just she basically sets up all these predators, and she just gives them to certain catchers. So I mean, props to her for doing that.
What's up, NCAP? So I just want to first off thank you for coming on. I know I thanked you a little bit earlier, but you know you're a busy man. Let's get it started. Describe the early days of whenever you started predator catching. How did that process go?
So basically, I started in May 2019. We finally stopped football for the year. We had 3 months off or 3 weeks off. And I just got into these videos. Always wanted to be a police officer, so it looked fun. It looked fun to me. Started doing it, and the very first day, I had a picture of my little brother on my phone. I took it when he was sleeping, so he didn't say no or anything. I'm just kidding, just kidding. But no, I had a picture of my little brother on it on my phone, and I was like, yeah, I wonder how this will go. Like, I wonder because I didn't think there'd be actually people willing to go meet a kid, so I just put that as a profile photo. And next thing you know, 30 minutes later, this guy that works at some hospital in Houston wanted to go meet a 15-year-old boy, and one thing led to another, and now I'm here. But obviously, got a lot better throughout the years, but still got long way to go.
So you just decided to do it one day. You did it by yourself, or did you have other people with you?
The first day I had, for those that remember that have been watching or have been watching since the Blaha days, I had my friend Jordan with me. I just called him up because he's the type of dude that's like down for anything. So I'm like, hey, want to go confront this predator? And he's like, sure, sure, sure. So the very first catch, we were super, super nervous, like scared shitless of this like 5'5" effeminate gay dude. And he was just parked in this Whataburger parking lot. And I just go up to the car and just get his license plate and yell some derogatory slurs at him, then just like run away like a scared little coward. It was hilarious. But yeah, then obviously, you get better throughout the years and lead to this.
So what were some of your challenges early on that
Uh,
you
Definitely a challenge early on was lack of law enforcement helping us. Or I'd say before that, lack of us doing it the right way. Like we didn't really understand the whole concept of getting them to confess on camera and then making it easier for police to go arrest them. And it also didn't help that this was all done in Houston where they're very like I don't blame the sex crimes division because they only have 4 detectives in like a city of 2 million. So it's not really their fault at all. But, they just don't really have that much time to help us out and to go arrest people that we catch. So that was definitely a challenge. Not being able to basically, get any of these people that we catch arrested. And on top of that, there was a lawyer that defended some of these predators that we caught in the early days. And, he was able to scare the shit out of me because I was only 19. And, this was like it's a big thing when this lawyer's saying you could get 10 years in jail for this. So I was like, oh, God. So, yeah, but, I ended up like knowing his bluff a few months later. So hasn't really affected me since then.
even walking around, you exercising?
Oh, yeah, I'm about to go to work. I'm just walking outside for a bit.
So you said the early days. What places are more acceptable to you whenever you're catching predators? I know you travel around the United States, but what places would you say is the most lenient towards you guys?
Mm, God, well, I've really done a catch in the same location twice, but I mean, Sydney, Nebraska definitely takes up our cases. That county. Um, let's see. Then I guess that place in Virginia, Augusta County. But I'm trying to think. Surprisingly, New York. You would be surprised. New York has been very receptive. You would think that like a blue state would not take it that seriously. They typically don't. But at least what we ran into, yeah, Buffalo, New York, and Montgomery County, New York, they actually like give a shit and arrested the pedos pretty quickly that we catch there. So New York is actually a good place to do this. Like probably not New York City, but like New York State, upstate.
So do you ever have to go back after you catch them and go into court and like testify against them, or how does that process work?
I've testified one time via a Zoom call on a grand jury for a guy that we caught in Oregon. And the other predators that we've got, like, convicted, they took plea deals. So only 2 of them took plea deals right now. And the rest of the people that we have arrested are pending. So I'm sure I have court like in the near future, like coming up. I know for one case that we've done pretty recently, I do have to go to court, but that's in Virginia. So, yeah, I got to be there on the 10th.
So I'll describe the travel life because nobody really talks about that. You travel pretty much everywhere in the United States. Like, does it ever take a toll on you when you're traveling and going through, when you got work and whatnot, other things going on?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I've packed on some pounds, like, since I've started traveling and all of that. Like, there's no excuse, but I'm just more tempted to eat out on the road rather than, pack some shit and stop being a fat ass. So I say that's the toll it takes. But other than that, I mean, I love doing it. Like I like seeing the rest of the country, and it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Like knowing that I've been to most of the country, and yeah, it's a nice experience.
So how did you get other people to do it with you? Did you just I interviewed Jesus last week. He said he contacted you through Instagram. Was everybody else the same way, or did you just contact
Yeah,
other
because
people?
senior year of high school, I hung out with Alfredo a lot. Like not me and him together, but like in a group of friends. And I started doing this with Obina, the whole predator catching thing. But Alfredo was the one that stuck around, and when we started to make money from it, I told him, "Look, I could pay you this much a month if you quit your job." And that's it. He ended up quitting his job, and now this past month he made 3 times more in the month, like in last month, than what I originally paid him like a year ago. So I'm glad he stuck around, but I mean that's why they're down, and it's good because if you have these two people that just are willing to travel with you on a whim across the country within a few days' notice, that's definitely the best, the best ability. Like my coach always said, the best ability is availability. So glad they're there for me.
So what has because you got a strong ass work ethic? What got you that work ethic? Is it something you always had, or something you just developed over time, or whatnot?
Oh yeah, no, I've always had this work ethic. Like even in football, I wasn't the well, obviously college I wasn't close to being the best player, but I always outworked everybody. Like in the weight room, I would always go in there and try to outlift everybody, and I would definitely get the most sessions in out of everybody. Like I hate being number two. I hate being number three. And so the only option, if I don't want to hate myself, is to try to be number one. So I always, I look at everything as a competition. Like even though this should not be a competition, I still look at it as such. And and also if this is a competition, that means the better you are at this, the more pedos get arrested. So really, there isn't anything bad about looking at this as a competition, even though, it could be kind of fucked up to look at it that way. But no, I always like being number one. So yeah.
Was there anybody that you got advice from when you started doing this, or did you just randomly say, "What the hell? I'm gonna start catching predators"? Was there like a
When I first started doing this, no, I didn't
yeah,
get advice. I just watched some of the videos. But no, throughout the course, I've definitely taken advice from cops, like on how to question them better, on what to ask, on what to get. Because if it wasn't for the cops that were willing to kind of give tips, I mean, definitely would not be definitely would be behind where we are now. And then being with people like CCU in it and seeing how he does it, you definitely take notes from that. You don't I don't look at really collabs as just collabs. I try to learn from other people on how they do things. And even though I'm never going to be the same as CC Unit, there's some stuff from him that I can take and learn and try to emulate. And I'm sure he thinks the same way with me. And even with Cassidy Campbell, like, you see how he does his videos. You learn
yeah.
stuff from them. I mean, you got to absorb from people better than you. So,
It's good that you're always willing to learn. You're not too high to think, okay, I got all my shit figured out. Has there anybody that you've kind of taken under your wing since you started, just to teach the ropes, whatnot?
uh, I mean, besides the branches, I mean, not really in quite a long time. Like, there's some groups that come to me like with questions, like, I don't say too much, but they come to me with like YouTube questions, like, hey, when they give you this notification, what does this mean? And I just tell them. But I don't really have an interest in teaching people. There's so much free footage to watch of many different catchers, and they should learn on their own. I'm too busy catching predators to like help people right now.
Yeah. No, I got you, man. I got you. So, what improvements have you seen in the community as a whole since you first started?
I think everybody, with the exception of Rami, has gotten better from a year ago and a year and a half ago. Like the improvement I've seen from like Jay, CC Unit, Southeast, like everybody, Toronto, everybody I've seen an improvement from. Myself, I think I'm better than last. If I wasn't better than last year, I probably wouldn't be doing this because that would be horseshit. But no, everybody's gotten better at what they do, and the people that are around now, I mean, they love it, man. They love catching predators. They love putting bad guys away. So it's good. Everybody's collectively getting better as a group, and it's good to see. And what I noticed also is more arrests are happening. Like how I don't know, like maybe it's some group setting the tone for others. Like they see, like one group sees an arrest and they're like, oh fuck, this guy's getting arrested. I gotta call the cops now. So
Yeah.
I think it's like a chain reaction because I think everybody, they won't say it, but everybody's trying to compete with each other and be better. So this is causing more people to call the cops, and it's yielding good results.
So do you think like the other counties look at other counties, like when you catch somebody in this county and there's a conviction, do you think they look at that and like, okay, he's doing something right, let's look into this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Uh, well, I'd say half these hick counties don't really have internet, so I don't think they can really see what's going on in the other ones. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I don't think they look at other counties. I think. No, I don't know because half these counties, or I'm sorry, a majority of them, they don't even know like who we are or what we do. So they're kind of like, they're kind of shocked. Like, wait, you all travel from Houston to come do this? So I don't really think they see. I just think they go to their DA and the DA calls the shots.
So what inspires you? What is your why? What makes you do what you do?
Oh, I've always just wanted to be a cop and put bad guys away. I've always wanted to serve the community in some way like that. So, I mean, it's become a passion of mine, but I'd say specifically for child exploitation, seeing it, the thing that kind of triggered me, like, it didn't trigger me, like, but the thing that kind of triggered my passion for this was this guy where we caught this catch where we got this ice cream man. It was like May 2019, and it was like our 10th catch, maybe something like that. And just the way this dude ran away from us after admitting to being with kids. And he ended up being like a water polo coach too. He worked in an ice cream shop. He took no accountability. And then these Karens go and defend this guy and defend this guy literally touching kids. And that truly enraged me because I don't know if they understand the magnitude of what a problem that is and how evil and sick and degenerate it is. So that's what basically catapulted me to be like, you know what? I can't stop doing this. This happens too much. And ever since then, we've been doing it.
So is there ever a point where you think, okay, I've done enough, let me focus on being a cop, or is there plans in the future for becoming a cop, or you just
Yeah, there is. Definitely. I don't know how the world's going to be in 5 years, honestly. Like, I think America's in a pretty fucked situation right now. So who even knows what the next few years holds? But yeah, I definitely do want to be a cop down the line. But as of now, I mean, you got to be a patrol cop for a few years before you can go into sex crimes. So, I'd rather be doing this than go be a beat cop somewhere for 3 years, pulling people over for smoking weed or, speeding. So we'll see. I mean, I take stuff day by day. So I don't really look too far ahead. I see what's ahead, but I don't really, I focus on conquering today and conquering tomorrow before I really go on and think about shit in the future.
Emily Rose said she'd vote for you. PP Alex 2024.
That's right.
So did you ever think it would become as big as it is? Like
No,
the whole
no,
thing?
no idea. I just willy dilly went on a limb and did this, and people seem to like the videos. So the channels ended up blowing up, whichever one we were on. And no, I really had no idea. I didn't know that I'd be doing this as a job. I didn't go into this thinking this would be a job at all. I had no expectation to go make money or anything. I had no idea. I didn't know this would be a community, but all good things happen by accident. Like my dad forgot to wear a condom when he, did it with my mom. And that's how I became. So, the
Same
thing,
here.
man.
And that's how you got this space. But
That's right.
so what have you learned? Like from the early days until now, what have you learned? What not to do? What to do?
Well, I've definitely learned to. Well, I kind of knew, like, always drop the age first, always let them talk sexual. I mean, that was just common sense. There's some groups that come on and do this, and they're basically writing the whole script for like a Pornhub video before they drop the age. And, I mean, it's common sense to like, I mean, I never really needed to know that, but I did learn that even if they come to meet, if there's no sexual thing talked about, then, that's no good. I mean, you can confront them all you want, but they're not going to be arrested. And also, I've learned how to question them better. I think that comes from a lot of that comes from collabing with CC Unit, and just learning from him, like getting stuff off of him, and yeah, basically, I went from going into these videos trying to shame these predators to now the mind frame I have when I question these predators. It's basically like a debate with them, But the thing is, you have all the facts and sources on your side, and
Mhm.
they have their word. So it should be a debate. You should win every time. But some of these predators make it hard.
So, what is like some of the worst predators? You catch a lot of them, but what are some of the worst that you would think in your mind that you've caught so far?
I'd say Grandpa Mike from Alabama. Definitely Fred Hendricks Jr., who talked about touching his 4-year-old daughter. That, I'm very rarely left sick by just words, but just to hear that crap, I mean, even Alfredo and Jesus, and dude, after a catch, we're typically joking and just making fun of them and all that, like just
Uh-huh.
laughing it all off. But I could tell you, man, we were all shook after that. I mean, that was some foul shit that we heard, and I'm glad he was able to get arrested. So,
That was the dude
but
that you
probably,
called at his house last year.
yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Carter was at his
Okay.
house. And Fred
Yeah.
Hendricks was in Oregon at his auto shop.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
what did your family think about it?
Well, at first they thought I was just being a dumb kid, but then they see the subscribers rolling in, and they suddenly have been supporters from day one. So no, but they support it. They always tell me to just be careful. But I've always been like a loose cannon. I've very rarely ever been the type to like listen to people who try to like tell me to do something or not to do something. So they kind of accepted that I'm just going to keep doing it no matter what. So they might as well support it. I mean, they're great parents. So
So, I know that you've like grown up over the years of doing this. Would you say this because your like maturity process, how you handle the predators from when you began?
say it one more time.
Like when you first started off, you were basically a kid.
Right.
So now that you're a little bit grown up, a little more mature, how would you say that's you've handled the predators differently over the years? That's how.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the film speaks for itself. The camera doesn't lie. I mean, it's night and day from the first catches to now. And the first catches, they were definitely entertaining for a lot of people. And so I try to definitely go into it thinking the first thing I got to do is get a confession out of them. But I try to throw in jabs at them here and there, like tell some jokes here and there. But some videos are different than others. I don't really. The first thing is a confession. So if I could fit in like a smart ass remark at them, then I definitely try to do that. But yeah, no, the first things first, make it easy for cops to come arrest them.
So what gives you the most satisfaction? Like after you the catch, it, basically, what satisfies you after you catch them?
The biggest satisfaction is I don't really get satisfied at anything. I don't know. I don't really look at. I don't. If something satisfies you, that kind of means that you're done with it and that there's no room for improvement. So I don't really get satisfied at anything. Um, I'm happy with some results, but never really satisfied. But I'd say the number one thing that makes me happy is going a long distance, getting an amazing video, and seeing them in cuffs after. I mean, that is a great feeling because we travel across the country, and we don't know if we don't know if they're going to show up. We don't know if we're going to get them or not. I mean, we try to plan it. I mean, we try to minimize the risk of fucking up. But it's great to just go all this time having to listen to my friends play their their basketball court music in the car for hours. And it's finally nice having to overcome all that adversity, and then finally getting a great video, seeing the Predator in cuffs, and it takes a big weight off your shoulders because now you're just like more chill, Because trust me, it's frustrating driving 14 hours and then 14 hours back and getting nothing. That is a pretty bad feeling.
So you've had that happen? Like you drove and then all for nothing?
Uh, Never really all for nothing, but we've came for some catches before, and we didn't get the catch that we originally planned on getting, and that's definitely a pain in the ass for sure. We end up getting somebody because we just go on Grinder and try to get somebody quick, but those never really end up in arrests too much, and yeah, so we definitely travel a long distance. We never travel to just see what's out there. We always travel to go get somebody planned, and when that plan doesn't go as planned, then it's a pretty shitty feeling. So yeah,
So
it's happened, but mostly successful.
So did you have like when that failed, did you like go on Grindr or whatnot, try to find somebody else while you were there? Or did you try to find
Yeah.
somebody on your way?
No, we try to find somebody while we're there.
What was your question, Jen? I don't see your question. She had a question. Oh, how does it feel knowing that she stole your girl?
Uh, you know, Puerto Ricans have a really high crime rate if you look at the statistics. So it's no surprise that Jen stole something. I mean, statistically, she's more likely to do it than I am. So, I mean, Jen, you're not breaking any stereotypes here. And, frankly, we're going to deport you back to Puerto Rico.
Another thing, Alex, are you racist?
No.
Jesus asked that. Those Puerto Ricans. Moving on.
Yeah.
So, who inspires you?
Oh, what the hell? Who inspires me? My girlfriend, or I'll even call her my wife now because I love her so much. But other than that, nobody really. I don't need to get inspiration from someone else to do something,
So there's nobody that you look at as a mentor or anything that you try to get advice from, whatnot?
No. I like to pave my own way. No free Jen.
Free Jen. You won't be deported, at least today. So what are some of your favorite catches?
My favorite catch is definitely the Jamie catch. Of course, I'm biased when I say this. I think that is the best Predator catch of all time. Partly because that was like the first time we drove like 16 hours. Well, it was really 20, because we had to go take a detour to pick up Pablo. But, we drove 20 hours. We almost didn't do the catch because some shit happened with the cops before the catch. So we had to bullshit. And somehow 3 Hispanics had to convince somebody in Sydney, Nebraska, that Jamie Daniels was their uncle, however the hell that works. And, we finally just did it. We just knocked on the door. We just did it. We banged out the best catch of all time, in my opinion, of course. And yeah, that was definitely like, I think the best catch. And then, there's the Brad and Alex catch, which I personally hated those two. They abused so many kids, and they hide it under the fact they're disabled or whatever. It's bullshit. And God, I'm trying to think. Barbecue Part 2. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I think.
That's the one that you caught with Courtney back a couple months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
The barbecue bread. Okay. Yep. Yeah. And Brad and Alex, I think that was one of the first ones when I first started watching you. You guys caught them at the mall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Those were too sick. And they never got arrested or anything like that, did they?
No, of course not. Of course not. Because, they're disabled. So there's no way they can be arrested for anything. I mean, if them abusing an 8-year-old girl isn't enough to get an arrest, they might as well just go kill people. I mean, they're disabled. They're literally, they have disabled immunity is what they should call it. I mean, it's bullshit.
And that they can hide behind their disability, use it as a crutch to keep on preying on children. That's bullshit.
Absolutely.
Not high school bullshit, but it's bullshit.
It is high school bullshit. Or I'm sorry, elementary school bullshit because they're like 8-year-olds.
Yeah, I was gonna
Excuse me.
say they got the mentality of an 8-year-old.
Right.
So, um, what future countries do you have coming up?
I actually got to go to Alabama. I got to go to Wishmanish's homeland.
Roll
And
Tide.
yes, I got a few in Alabama to go confront. And also, I guess in the Northeast, I got to go back there. There's a bunch of dude. There's pedos everywhere, man. There's like, my
Are you ever
God,
gonna go back to Canada or outside the United States?
no, because unfortunately, I'm not saving lives, and I'm not saving lives and taking a vacation. So
You're not getting boxed.
no, I'm not going to get the Vox. And of course, I am already Voxed, but I'm just not going to get the. I just can't leave the country because I didn't take the right Vox. You know.
So I know you've always been into political. What got you into the politics and whatnot?
Well, being with you know, hearing it from my family, you know, when we would meet together weekly, just hearing them, and basically, you know, I've always been the type to not get offended at words or anything. So I think the number one problem, even more than pedophilia plaguing our society, is definitely the pussification of the man. Men are pussies nowadays. And since they're pussies, women are now in a lot of positions of power. And let's just be real, dude. They cannot make decisions as good as well as men can. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and they it's weak. It's weak. Men are basically women nowadays, and we have a bunch of pushover men in society that comply with. They're first of all they're hypocrites because they pick and choose what they comply with instead of just being fully compliant or you know not compliant at all. They pick and choose what they obey, and they're pushovers. Everybody makes decisions based off of emotions nowadays rather than logic. And everybody's so, and I think that, you know, ties into PC culture. Everybody's so scared to offend somebody that they would literally watch their country go and burn under the guise of not offending somebody. Like, for
Uh-huh.
example, you see what's happening at the border. We can't just say, look, man, the people coming from Mexico are fucking shit up. The people coming from Haiti are fucking shit up. We can't just say that nowadays. We have to be nice and think they're coming for humanitarian aid. No, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. I mean, men need to be men and women need to be women. This whole, I mean, I think it's all for the destruction of this place. Telling men, oh, your feelings matter. You're validated. I think that's bullshit. I think all this talk about mental health is just making people more crazy. You know, like back in the day when men would bottle up their emotions, and it's not perfect, of course, nothing's perfect. That's the problem with a lot of people. They think their ideas are perfect and everything will be solved with their ideas, but nothing will ever be solved no matter whose ideas are implemented. But it's more optimal when you tell men stop talking about your problems, bottle it up, and go work harder. That's what's better for men. Not saying you can be open, because let's be real, no woman wants to reproduce with a man who is a pussy. That's just it's a simple fact. And you know that's why birth rates are so much lower than they were a few decades ago, because no woman wants to get with a man who's just a bitch and effeminate, you know. And that's why you see China having all these kids now, because they're literally banning effeminate men on TV. And you know, women want a real man, you know, and if you're a bitch pussy, your country's going to go to shit. And you see what's happening now, all these people complying with these stupid mandates and listen and thinking that the government has your best interest. It's absolute bullshit. And it's sad how people are so easily manipulated nowadays. I mean, it's like it's predators manipulating the minds of people. It's what it is. So
It's kind of like back when a couple years ago when the first started happening, they would shit on Donald Trump, and then a few months later do the exact same thing that Donald Trump said for them to do, and
oh
claim
well,
it was all their idea.
it's way deeper than Trump. I mean, you know, if Trump's the person swaying you to do one thing or another, then you're almost just as bad as the leftoids. But no, I mean, listening to anybody, no matter who's in charge, you should live your life to the fullest and work on bettering yourself the most, because so many people are just losers nowadays. There's no competitive spirit in people, and that's really what made America number one, competing with each other. But the whole participation trophy shit, it makes people complacent. It makes people complacent and weak, so they're okay with being average. They're okay with taking it in the ass from the government. They're okay with all this shit, and it's sad. I think it all ties in together. So yeah.
So it goes along with the cancel culture, like with John Gruden. Like people that have done far worse are criticizing him for some comments that he made 10 years ago, in an email. But people that have beaten a woman, and raped and stuff like that are criticizing him for doing that. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah. I mean, it's not even that, dude. It's John at this point, John Gruden could, like I said, he could literally bomb a whole city and release a bioweapon on the whole world, and I would still side with him just for the fact that I hate the cancel culture mob so much, and they're so evil because it's never genuine. I mean, they're all leftist. Leftism has no morality or anything. It's literally based on feelings and emotions. So that's why that's why it's so inconsistent, because they're all feelings based. They have no real convictions at
Mhm.
all about anything. So that's why some days they get mad at John Gruden saying a word, but they don't get mad at somebody beating their wife, or they don't get mad at Deshaun Jackson, saying something offensive to Jews, which, frankly, I don't care. But they pick and choose because they have no real values, so they just
Uh-huh.
choose something to be outraged at, and that's why I never apologize to those fuckers, because they're evil. They're evil people. I mean, I don't know what possesses them. I don't really like to say, oh, it's spiritual, like the devil has control of them. No, because, saying God has control, or, oh, the devil has control, that's just taking away personal responsibility. No, accept that people have free will and accept that they are pieces of shit that need to be put in their place.
Yeah, it's like they took his name off the Buccaneers Hall of Fame, but the Bills still have O.J. Simpson as on there, and
Yeah.
they've had Warren Sapp on there who beats women. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm a
Because,
Bucks fan, and it makes zero sense.
yeah, so much for sticks and stones may break your bones, but words may never hurt me. I mean, it is just so sad. Then Randy Moss crying on national. I mean, dude, this guy ran over a parking attendant on purpose. You
Yeah, he's
know,
done some shitty things.
I mean, the fact that he's crying. I mean, what? I mean, I don't know what changed to make society so outraged over words instead of actions, and it's honestly it's honestly sad nowadays. So I don't know, man.
Somebody had a question about what would you say is the which young girls are targeted the most?
Which
Which
young
demo?
girls
It was a question on here, like which I guess which demographic? I guess that was
are
the
targeted
question.
the most? Uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess everybody. I mean, we all pose as. I mean, I guess white girls. I mean, is that like what? Like, I mean,
I
we all
don't
pose
know.
as like a white girl. I mean, if I had a decoy of a different race, it poses them. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm sure they all get targeted. I'm sure they all get targeted the same. So, I mean, I don't know.
Ryan said, "I feel like everything about bothered you in your entire life just came out. I'm a good therapist. I guess you were sitting on my couch,
Oh,
putting out
dude,
your problems."
dude, I didn't realize how soft the world was. I mean, I knew there were soft people, and I knew there was a sect of people that were super soft, but I didn't until I got on the internet. I did not realize how soft the world was. Because in high school, it wasn't like this. Everybody in high school, for the most part, just we all busted each other's balls, and I don't know what the hell happened. As soon as I get on the internet, people are getting offended about shit that I've been saying for years. Like
Yeah.
to, so I don't know.
So like the whole EDP situation, obviously it's been talked about to death. What did you? I mean, you've got a thick skin, but how did you handle that? To be honest with you, did you just like okay, fuck them or?
Yeah, no, I definitely said fuck them, and I definitely said fuck them for as long as I can, and then never stayed silent about it too. After I couldn't say fuck them anymore for a while, and the thing that I cared about the most was them taking that clip of me and Pablo bullshitting on the phone with each other. And of course, they take the clips like Alex is talking to a 13-year-old boy, like blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, such bullshit. But that's the clip that because I don't care what the internet paints me as because frankly they can't do it because they tried really hard and they realized that we didn't lose any supporters because we're not a bunch of thick-skinned pussies or
Hmm.
I'm sorry, we're not a bunch of thin-skinned pussies. So then they have to start making up lies. It's sad. It's pretty laughable. But the only problem is, um, you know, the powers that be that they don't really see it as lies. They just see it as oh my god, controversy. So yeah, but I mean, being painted as a pedo definitely sucked.
Yeah,
But it
I
was
can
pretty
relate.
easy, right? Yeah, pretty easy to disprove. So
Yeah, I can relate. Accusations like that are completely off base. Like things like that, I didn't handle well because you don't want anybody you don't want to be accused of anything like that. You wouldn't wish that on anybody, being
right,
accused of a
right.
pedo or anything like that. That was pretty crazy. But
No, false accusations are just as evil as rape itself, I think. So,
so I know you got to get back to work or get to work. So I guess we get some questions rolling in while he's
sure, sure, sure.
don't want to take up too much more of your time, brother.
It's all good, Manish. There is no business at this place. They're trying to sell it desperately because nobody orders from here. So it's all good, G. It's all good.
What do you
Shit.
do? You work at a
Oh, I still deliver pizzas
Oh,
when I
okay.
can.
Then I didn't
Yeah.
have a
So,
job or not.
oh, yeah.
Did you eat? Oh, I wasn't a question towards you. Again, some more ridiculous questions.
Yas.
Raise pizzas on you from FM.
Dude, Ray's pizza is good as hell.
I've never had raised pizzas. I've heard people talk about it.
No, it's good. It's good. I think the best pizza that I've ever had is in Buffalo, called Lenova Pizza. But Ray's is probably a close number two.
How many times have you delivered a pizza to a supporter? Lynn asked.
I'd say probably I say 3 or 4 times. Somebody up their tip to from $5 to $10 one time because they're like they recognized it was me, so they threw some extra checks at me, gave me a $5 extra donation. YouTube didn't take a cut of it at all because it was done in person, so that was always good.
That's always good to get extra mints.
Yes.
Nick wants you to bring him a pizza.
Axel, could you bring me a pizza? In Alabama, I will.
And Emily was asking when are you coming back to New York to do a New York catch?
Uh, Probably in a couple of weeks. We have 2 people we're talking. No, I'm sorry, 3 people we're talking to in New York right now. And I'm trying to get some people to cross over into Buffalo from Canada, which I think would be hilarious.
Oh, they're in Canada? They're you trying to catch them in Canada or you trying to catch
No,
them in
no, no.
Buffalo?
I'm trying to get them to come to Buffalo.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
we go to New York State instead of the city for. We always do it in New York State. We've never done a catch in the city, but we actually are talking to somebody in the city. So
Is
yeah,
Jesus your favorite piece of booty, bomb ass?
is what?
Jesus your
Oh,
favorite piece of booty?
uh, yeah, yeah. No, Jewish people don't typically like Jesus too much, but if he has a nice round ass, I mean, I can always make exceptions. So
Who could turn that down?
yeah,
Uh,
seriously.
all right. Any more questions while we're wrapping things up?
Fox.
Favorite supermodel?
Favorite supermodel? Oh, definitely my wife.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's definitely one of the Calvin Klein models that wear like the underwear and they have the
I
six
guess.
pack abs. Yeah, no, it's definitely them.
What are the two most dangerous predators that you've caught?
Oh shit. 2 most dangerous ones. Maybe the guy that brought the knife to meet the 5-year-old, and then also, God, I'm trying to think, man. I mean, none of them are dead; they're all pussies. But maybe the guy in Edinburgh, Texas. It's on the JDQ channel, Bill Plath, because he told us I have a 45 in my car. Like insinuated that but other than that, I don't know.
So you've never had anybody actually pull a gun on you while you're doing a catch?
Oh yeah, uh, yeah. Somebody did have a gun. We think because this was like in 2019. He was like had his like hand in the dashboard, and he was standing outside his car, like with his hand in it. So we thought he was gonna blast us in the Walmart parking lot. But then the church guy had a gun, but I didn't feel he was gonna use it. I just he's just a country blumpkin. So they all carry. They all carry. It's not like they're responsible with guns typically.
That church guy you just caught, this guy you just caught, right?
Yep. It's the latest video on PP channel.
I think that's the worst kind because they hide behind religion. You know what I'm saying? They use
Yeah.
that as a crutch to prey on women, like whether it be like youth pastors or people in a position at the
Yeah.
church. They prey on
Oh,
women.
absolutely.
How many times do you think dealing with human traffickers are? Let me try to reread that. How many times do you think you are dealing with human traffickers and not just predators?
Shit. I think, come to think of it, in Sacramento, oh, that might have been the most dangerous. That might have been the most dangerous situation with that transvestite in Sacramento, because I see. I didn't catch this during the catch, but people were in the comment section saying she was making signs to the cars, and I did notice the cars were passing by, the same cars, and she didn't have. Or I'm sorry, she, they, them. Of course, respect the pronouns of a predator. They didn't. I just said it. They didn't have a hotel. They didn't have a motel room in that motel. So I think they were going to go rob that kid and or traffic him, especially Sacramento being such a huge hub for trafficking. So that was definitely odd. And they were trying to get Nate and Jesus away from me and Alfredo. Yeah, that was definitely a shady situation for sure.
And Dean Jones, have you ever had any predators reach out comfort to confront the predators as a kid?
Yes, we have. I'm not going to say who. She's in here. She's in here, but I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say unless she'd want that to go public. But we were supposed to do it like probably a week ago when we were on the trip. When we were on that trip, we were supposed to go confront her predator. However, he was out of town at the time. So, y'all may or may not see that. That's totally up to her whether she wants it on camera or not. So, but we're going to do it regardless. So maybe you'll see,
Okay.
maybe you won't.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And have you ever felt any catches were a mistake? Like the guy didn't actually know or understand?
No. No, not at all.
Anymore. I, so, what's your go-to meal whenever you're traveling?
Shit, dude. We always like to find like a Mexican place, or we stopped doing this now, but Mexican place or a buffet, because we're always like so hungry after just driving for a shit ton. So we typically have like 1 or 2 meals a day, and we just make them big and then just keep going. So I don't know. We try to find a Chinese buffet, but we're not doing that for the rest of the year. So
And what do you think would be the best help to get these predators to stop?
uh it depends. Like if it's like a grinder catch, I'd say then maybe just scare. I mean, that's worked before because I've had predators on grinder hit up the decoy again, then not go for the age. But I think scaring the shit out of them could get some to stop. But people that we find on like Facebook, Instagram, and oftentimes on Scout too, they're not going to. They're not going to stop, man, because it's like they've been doing it for so long that an hour conversation with some cameras doesn't just get them to change their behavior. So they definitely need to be locked up or firing squad, I think.
So, what's the app that you've had most success out of? Would it be like Grinder or?
Well, the most success is Instagram, but the most catches is Grinder. But I consider success getting these people arrested. So definitely, definitely Instagram.
So, any more questions while we're wrapping things up? What type of music? I know you like rock, but what is your go-to song whenever you're driving?
I like this song called "Digging the Grave" by Faith No More. It just, it like wakes me up. And I like this song called "My Song" by one of the Alice in Chains guys. His name is Jerry Cantrell. I love that song a lot. So
I love,
those are my go tos.
yeah, I love some old school Alice in Chains. I like the old, like the Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Metallica, shit like that.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah,
I appreciate that off grid. Do you feel like any of your catches feel, any of your people that you caught felt any remorse?
yeah, I do actually. Not many, but a few. You know, the ones that felt remorse, or I'd say one, but I told the story like he's the one that ended up getting help, and I thought he was going to kill himself. You could tell he felt true remorse, but very very few actually do. Like the guy yesterday, for example, he straight up lies to his mom, says, "Oh, no, somebody else was messaging," and these people are narcissists, man. They're pieces of shit. So
Their mom's always going to believe them that their son's a good boy and they haven't done anything wrong. And
not
you're just,
always, not always. I mean, that mom seemed to know that her son was just a failure, but yeah, there are a few that defend, and it is funnier when they do defend the son because then we can put them both on camera. Good thumbnail.
so what do you guys do to pass time when you're traveling? That's a good question that Kel asked.
Jeez. Ah, God. I mean, a lot of us. I mean, when somebody's driving, we always have someone sleeping too. But I mean, we just make conversation about stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's the best way. I mean, there's really no other way to do it. And we all have good phone service now, so that helps too. But yeah, other than that, really nothing too much.
Yes, follow Predator Poachers on Twitch. I think people are already your followers. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
more people in here than I have had in a long time. So
How many people
I
are in
put
here?
it's 78 people. That's
Damn.
nothing for
Okay.
you, but for me, my little 300
Yeah,
person
yeah. Y'all
channel.
be sure to go sub to my boy Wishmanish, guys.
So one last question, because I know you got to get to work. What are you
Sure.
grateful for?
What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the life that I have. Everything, everybody in it. I'm grateful for them. And I'm just grateful for the situation that I'm in. Of course, nothing's ever perfect, but thanks to a lot of people and thanks to myself, I'm very happy with life. And I go into every day positive. So I mean, I'm grateful for life, man, and everybody in it.
It's always good, especially whenever you know what you started off with and where you're at now, to be so grateful for where you're at, and you're still not content. You would still want more. You're still not satisfied
Oh,
until you get to where you
I
get.
always say I'm always happy, but I'm never satisfied. And if this was it right now, if this was it, and everything's going to be like this for the rest of my life, that would piss me off. So there's still a long way to go. Like if I was in the same situation, if I was in this situation and I wasn't better tomorrow, that would piss me off a little bit. So I got to keep going.
Yes. Thank you guys for the awesome feedback. So I'm gonna let you go because I know you gotta get to work, man. I appreciate the time and you coming on here, man. Appreciate it, man. It means a lot.
All right, thank you, Chris.
All right, no problem, man.
Ah.